You know what I'm saying? That's all. Damn, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and friend a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. But let's get into this, though. Why the sisterhood? So I hear these things. They say black women are the least protected. You hear that statement? Do you guys agree with that? Have you heard that statement at the very least?
I heard it, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you tend to agree?
Yes.
For the most part.
Everybody else, yes, no?
I've heard of it.
I don't want to live in a world of gray. I'll just say yes.
Yeah. Okay. And we not listen. We having a conversation trying to get to it because I'm trying to understand why. Okay. Look where our children are born without their fathers. Our generations largely, right? We were born in that construct. So women been having to do these things that maybe they shouldn't have had to do, or they've been forced to do. You ever heard those sentiments?
Yep.
Okay. Have you heard the sentiment, niggas ain't shit?
Yep.
I've heard it before.
Do you think that you guys' goals and aspirations are supported by the men of your community? And you gotta consider
I don't.
No.
Yeah, you got, and what I'm saying is you got to consider YouTube.
The answer is no. Then, if I'm considering YouTube, no.
Well, you got to consider life, right? YouTube is a part of it, right? It's the biggest search engine in the world, even over Google. So, so all those things. So here's an analogy. You guys know the PWIs, right?
Yes.
Predominantly white institution. What always exists at those?
Black Student Union.
Yeah.
Like that.
I surely was in the BSU.
Because I'm thinking of it holistically. Like we broke it down, what it is, the help, why, what's the issues, right? And I'm sure we can go deeper. But I'm saying, okay, what if I consider the other side of the table? Say, this is why we do this because of these factors. And then it popped in my head. Well, damn, the Black Student Union always exists. Because if nobody got me, at least very least the people that look like me got me in this place where I don't got no support, or I'm outnumbered. So, do you think the sisterhood derives from these things?
Absolutely. There's a need, right? Now, despite whether or not it's productive or, whether there's a negative connotation, positive connotation, like there's a purpose for it, just like the manosphere exists for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason that it exists. Now, some people will invalidate that, just like some people will invalidate the existence of the sisterhood on YouTube, right? But like Love was saying, in regards to her principles, right? If somebody was up here and they was, ganging up on one woman, she feel like, as a woman, she would need to stand up. And in my opinion, it's along the same lines. You feel me? You got people that's coming together saying it's a us against them. And I guess that's why I don't fit in with it, because it becomes a us against them. And so if I'm focused on togetherness, coming together, making things a little bit more cohesive, fostering an environment, right, where people can gain an understanding. You know what I'm saying? And really have productive conversation. It all depends on where your heart lies with that. And so I'm more about bringing people together regardless of genitalia. You feel me? So
no,
that's
I understand
my thought process.
No, that's fair, right?
Okay.
That's you, right? But in terms of considering how I'm breaking this down, do you see where women, right, who may not be where you're at, can see the necessity to be a part of something like this and standing together no matter what?
No, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. What you guys' thoughts about some of the and again, this is stereotypes, this is sentiments, this is what's said. Am I definitively saying these things are true? No. But this is what we hear. Right? These are the circumstances. So what you guys think? Like when I'm saying why the sisterhood?
So I went to PWI. I went to PWIs for all my college career. And I absolutely sought out the Black folks. They didn't have to be my same major or anything. As a Black person, I would run over to them and we developed some type of camaraderie. because I wanted to be with someone that I could relate to. I felt, even though, we may have totally different backgrounds, but there's just something innately with being Black that we can relate to and that I felt comfort in. And if it is, I'm having a bad day, I feel I can go to, my homegirl, I don't even really know her like that, and be like, hey, can you believe the professor, but. So there definitely was a need for us. I didn't feel so isolated because there's just certain things in my growing up, in my daily life experience, they can't relate to. And so that's why I congregated, I always have towards a Black person on those PWI campuses. So there was absolutely a need for it back in the day when I went to school. But it was kind of like a lifeline at times. Were they perfect? No. Did we fall, did we have disagreements? And yeah, but it was still a valuable person to have in your corner because of the relatability. So I think it was necessary.
But now the sisterhood.
And I'm relating that back to sisterhood, meaning,
So all those things you just said, you're saying for the sisterhood.
Right. And again, it's kind of, it is the same, but it's not, because again, we're up here on YouTube. And so it's kind of different, but it's not, because like we have hard shows sometimes. And so we'll go on a group chat. Can you believe so-and-so said this and this and this and that? And we don't always agree on here, but we'll still have that camaraderie offline after the show. And even during the show too, like we'll laugh and whatnot. So I think that being up here, it creates a special kind of bond.
Kind of like I said from the beginning, the sacred space. I think that's what it is, having somebody that you feel like you can connect with sometimes. And sometimes you feel like you can connect with your sister, like your friend, in a sense. I think that could be, at least for me anyway, you feel like there's a different level of connection that you can have.
So why is it called something versus just Black women naturally gravitating toward one another? Because it's a familiarity there, and a sense of trust until they show you something else. Why is it called something when it comes to us versus the Polish people at my job? They always in a corner somewhere. They find a safe space. They have their conversation in their language. They come out. Who knows what they said? Nobody cares. But I don't call it the Polish hood. You know what I'm saying? When I see them do that. So, but why is it describe something or given a title here on YouTube? That's what
in
I'm
my
saying.
opinion, you use the word natural, sis. And in my opinion, it's not as natural as one would like to think it is, in my opinion, right? There's a motivation, there's an agenda behind it, right? And that agenda is fueled by whatever need that exists, right? In these spaces, the need is to come together so people are not dogpiled on, right? The need is to come together because, some may feel like they're berated or, talked down to by Black men, so they got to congregate. So to me, it's not necessarily a coming together that's natural in a sense. Like I'm not articulating it in the best way, but it's not this natural fluid thing happening. You feel me?
No,
it's happening because of these events that's bringing them together.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily, because because say if UT comes up here and he's like, just Jay, them dreads look gross. Take that shit out. That shit is some bullshit. And they might chime and be like, what you talking about? Like, men love this, and I like them too, but so she doesn't know you. So that's a natural sense of
connection.
Yes.
Well, sis. So I guess the question is
that's
Nate
what I'm talking about, for clarity.
Is Nate okay. Now that makes sense. So do you think that Nate's doing it just because she's Black or because she has dreads, or shouldn't matter?
Or it could be the protection. Women are naturally protected.
Primarily because she's Black. And
okay, you're assuming that that's the reason, the natural reason.
Yeah. Because I can honestly say if there was anybody else that doesn't look like us up here with dreads, I'd be like, yeah, I don't give a damn. It just do look nasty.
But then again,
in my head.
But you usually hear about the sisterhood, honestly, only with Black women. I've never heard it in the white community.
Right. And I don't want to misconstrue. I apologize. Go ahead. I apologize.
No,
I got a delay.
I was thinking, I'm like, because to that point, because Manhattan was like, is it just because I'm Black? But I honestly, when I hear sisterhood, I only hear about it in the Black community. But then I started thinking about the such thing as like the brotherhood. And I'm like, in the Muslim faith, they have a such thing as a brotherhood, and they liken it to being your brother's keeper. So why is it a negative thing for us? We are being our sister's keeper in that sense. That's kind of what I kept thinking about when I thought about sisterhood. And we're just being protective. Women are naturally protective. So we want to protect one another.
I totally get that, right? But in this space, what I've seen is people jump clean out the window. And listen, and this is just anecdotal, y'all. I really need y'all to understand. This is just anecdotal. This is just my experience. I have seen people jump clean out the window for somebody who, honestly, in my opinion, like they thought process be off, like mentally, you feel me? But just because they got a vagina, oh, we finna rock with them. And that don't settle well with me. I can't do it. It goes against my ethics. It goes against my morals. You understand what I'm saying? And so that is the stuff that I'm referring to. And of course, there are spaces on YouTube where women come together and it ain't all that weird stuff. It ain't those agendas. They really just focusing on doing their thing. But what you will find is those type women, honestly, they're not on the algorithm like that. You really have to search for those kind of spaces. Like what usually is fueling the algorithm is usually some talk where, you know, these people down in this group of people, et cetera, et cetera. But in regards to what I was saying, I don't want to misconstrue with what Sis was saying, right? So when we look at
are y'all answering
the macro, question? I don't know, am I? Because I get the rambling, so reel me back in. Did I answer it?
Well, I'm saying you probably didn't per se, but you guys are making good points. That's why I'm not jumping in. But are we? And maybe I'm wrong. Are you guys speaking to the why the sisterhood exists?
Yes, I thought we were.
I think we're making points that's towards that. We kind of mulberry bushing, but you know, we getting there. But yeah, I think it all matters. It's all relevant.
Definitely so.
It's making sense to me too, because I was wondering why it was such a negative connotation on the word, because I never really heard it in the YouTube streets, so to speak. So it was shedding light to me, you know.
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is, if those things being true, because I also named worldly stuff, but it comes to the panels, like when you guys are up here and the men get up here, the men, for all intents and purposes, they might argue with each other, but they banded together based on what you guys said while you guys were up here. You know what I mean? And so you guys band together like fuck it. And then when you add the real world into it with the things I named, are those the catalysts in which reason why Black women seem to form things like Black Girl Magic, you know, different organizations to stick by each other because who else is? Or you think I'm reaching?
No, I think that's dead on. Because like
I think it's all connected.
For each other, who gonna support us? You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I said from the beginning. It's a safe space, and then even the supporting one another. I think that's what it stems from.
I've literally heard that coming up. Like, ain't nobody else gonna do it. You got to get it done. We got to get it done. We got to make it happen. So
I just have to stress again, the connotation in the space, right? In the space, I don't know. The word is extra. It's like it's demonized heavy on YouTube.
Negative
connotation. I really don't have experience with a sisterhood per se outside of YouTube, right? Me first coming into spaces on YouTube, I saw some spaces where they was on Black women empowerment and et cetera, et cetera. I didn't come to YouTube and I didn't have that need for that type of camaraderie. You understand what I'm saying? And I know y'all say safe space, right? I don't necessarily look at YouTube as a safe space. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it, right? You understand what I'm saying, love? Like, and it's crazy because my page, I play like meditative music and shit like that. And so some people say, hey, Jay, thanks for providing a safe space. And it's funny because I'm not a person that believes that YouTube being a safe space, right? But I understand that people are trying to congregate. But ultimately, there's a negative connotation because I just see people promoting fuckery is what I see when it comes to the sisterhood on YouTube. Like that, that's just my honest opinion. So with the macro, right? Societal propaganda. You saw what Love was talking about when she. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You got
land that plane.
Let me hurry up. So Love was talking about how she congregated with the other people, you know, with the chocolate folks at school. You know what I'm saying? There's a need for camaraderie, right? We want to identify with what we know. So when you look at the macro, societal propaganda, right? They already make Black folks heavily melanated persons, whatever you want to call us. They make us inferior, right? So we automatically have to band together. So when you look at the micro, it's the same thing, but now it's Black men against Black women. There's still the banding, but it's on a micro level. So I'll leave it there.
Okay. Yeah, and I think we're definitely addressing the YouTube, but the why is important. And you know, when you see them seconding fuckery because they just windmilling, they feel like they have to based on the attacks, right? But it does have a negative connotation because there's negativity being supported. But I actually got a question for that. Greg was popping with a $5 says, nah, Nate got that Eddie in the Golden Child hat with that brim. Big Sloop with the $2 says, keep it 100. Women are scared to disagree publicly. UT with the $2 says, sisterhood equals bitter woman and entitlement. Super Straight with the $2 says, PWI definitely explains quote unquote love. Be Nice with the $5 says, question for everyone. What has a sisterhood done that has had a positive effect in your life? Striking It Rich with the £2 says, I'm going to walk in my truth so can't nobody judge me, quote unquote. Still Low Key 21 was popping with the $5 says, it is labeled the sisterhood because the sisterhood will defend its like-minded women no matter the conduct, circumstance, or facts on proving them wrong.
Come on, I'm broke, baby. I ain't got no money. Bullshit. I see you shining, nigga. I can smell a motherfucker with money. Even Ray Charles can see you got money.
Salute Jonathan was popping with a 20 ball says, sis, you're using sisterhood in a positive way, helping and protecting. That's fine. But it gets a title because most women support delusion. They ride the fence and are unwilling to stand on right or wrong. Fat Boy for Life with the $5 says, Black men and women should not be looked at as separate. Super Straight with the $5 says, I subscribe to Miss Magazine to research mainstream modern feminism. In summary, you ladies would make Gloria Steinem proud. He said, Sean Brewer says, Cap, most Black women don't even support each other. Black women compete against each other more than they support. Pound fact. Make sure you get those likes up, man. Any of those supers y'all want to address, y'all say the hell with it.
I have a question because it's like in one breath we're not good friends to one another, but then the other breath is we support delusion and are unaccountable. It's like pick a struggle, y'all. Which one is it for us? I'm talking to the
only thing I'll say is, according to these definitions, y'all need to stop calling us the sisterhood because we clearly said we hold each other accountable most of the time. We stand on business, and we just when we feel attacked, that's when we come at y'all right or wrong. Period. So stop calling us that.
Yeah, I in my assessment, I'm not at the point where I can concede the point that y'all hold each other accountable. I can't say that like decisively. Sis, the hell you making them faces for, sis?
I said it not all the time.
No, I'm just thinking. I just don't. I don't know.
Yes. You know when I need some truth, I call on you now.
I'm just trying to figure out.
Come on now. You know that accountability ain't high. Come on now.
I believe I don't know. I think we tell the truth for the most part. I think we hold self accountable. Like when you ask questions, we answer pretty truthfully. I mean, there's different podcasts, so it's like.
Are you serious? All of you guys answer truthfully?
Yeah. Oh yeah,
sir.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Sis, do all of you guys even give answers that are coherent?
You wallet.
I'm gonna be honest.
No, but no.
And then sis, be honest. Sis, be honest.
Please
when
don't make my big.
When certain of y'all start windmilling, do you even listen?
That term windmilling look like I'm just swinging. I'm stating my point.
Okay. And then, you know, when some people be riding the line, y'all just let it slide.
Would you?
Come on now. I know y'all niggas, man.
And that's
Like-
why Love said we have sidebar conversations with each other where we hold each other accountable for stuff. So we may not say everything publicly, but we will have
that don't work. That don't work with me. No.
But
Nope.
you said a sisterhood, so we still hold each other accountable.
No. I don't know if it's happening or not. If a tree fall in the forest doesn't make it sound, that's basically what you told me. I don't know.
I heard it. I heard that tree fall. So now what? Do you believe me?
No.
Oh.
So